Because he's got this new life. He's got this girl that wants anal sex. Why would you want the same boring life with your family when this new girl wants anal sex? Welcome back to part 2.
Yes.
Glad
Ready to get back into it.
Thanks for joining us again, Jen, up there in Boston.
Of course.
Wow, what is that accent? Boston. No, it's actually, that's like Boston. A New York person saying Boston. It's really Boston. If you're from Boston. It's Boston.
Do I have an accent?
Like a southern?
A little bit.
Oh, you have a little bit of a southern accent. It's not very strong.
You know what?
You put on a strong one at times.
Well, I guess I do.
Yeah.
Well, like, you know what's weird is that when I came back home,
that is weird.
I started like noticing people's accents more that I never did before because obviously I grew up here. But now that I'm home, I like can detect it. But I also noticed mine more.
You got a country accent, Jen.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
But you don't have a very strong Boston accent at all.
No.
Yours is not strong. But yes, whenever I am home, like, it makes you start to talk a little bit more in the accent when you're around people.
Yeah, it does. Because I notice, maybe that's what it is. Like, I notice it's a little bit more pronounced when I'm here. And I'm like, who am I? Like, I never talked like this before. But
yeah.
Yeah, when I get around my family.
It is funny, though, when I see, like, anytime I go up home, trying to, like, think of, like, phrases where, like, oh, my God, you got to get the cockies. They're over there. Oh. You know? Like,
khakis.
When I go home, it's me all that cow shit. And they're like, well, you got to get on that cow shit. I guess.
Well, today I was at CVS looking for Christmas cards. And
Jen, always get your cards at the Dollar Tree. Come on, Jen.
Yeah, aren't they like the same cards?
Huh?
They're like the same Hallmark cards, right?
I know, and you can get them. They're usually 50 cents, not even $1.
Why wouldn't you get them there, Jen? It's the exact same cards.
Because I was at CVS for other stuff, and if I didn't get it, then I would forget.
Just saying, pro tip, people, Dollar Tree. That's where you get all your cards.
So anyway, I was at CVS and I saw this card. It was a birthday card, and it was a picture of a fish on it, and it was like, "Happy birthday! Hope you enjoy this cod."
That's cute.
Like, yeah, it was cute.
Oh, I saw one the other day. It said, have a grape day, and there was like a grape stem on it, and there was like this cute little grape. Have a
you know
great
what?
day.
You laugh now, but when I put that joke in my stand-up material, people are gonna like
Jen,
it.
You have to tell a story of that now so people know the context.
Tell a story.
Tell it, Jen. You got to.
I thought I've already told the story on the podcast.
I don't think.
Tell it again.
All right. So at work, we have to stand at the front door and check receipts to make sure that, cashiers didn't miss anything and people aren't stealing from the self-checkout. Also, we greet them and stuff. This is just one of the many jobs at our club. And so I was covering the door, and I always talk to the people that come in and out, just not because I have to, but like that's just who I am. And there was these members that were walking up to leave, and they had this huge carriage filled to the brim with grapes. Just grapes. Nothing else. They only bought grapes.
I wonder what they were doing with it.
I don't know.
Like, were they stomping? Yeah, stomping on them, making wine?
I have no idea. I didn't ask. So
were they on sale?
I was looking, and it occurred to me the most perfect pun I have ever thought of at that time. And so I said, "Hey, how you doing?" They're like, "Good." And I was like, I checked the receipt, and I said, "Have a grape day." And they did not even acknowledge.
Well, maybe they thought you said "great day."
No, it was pronounced.
So did they know that you said it?
That is really weird, though, that their entire cart was full of grapes. Like, were they making an amazing cheese board? Like, I don't understand.
Not as good as our cheese board.
Wait,
Clearly
so
not.
they just had grapes in the cart, like no
full
bags
of
or anything? It's just
full of grapes. I mean, they come in a little bag.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, that's a lot. Grapes are not cheap, too.
Well, they come in, like, 3-pound containers, like plastic containers. It's not even, like, bags. It's, like, square.
Yeah.
Stackable. And it was like, oh my gosh, so many grapes.
Overflowing.
Did you know Jack the Ripper used grapes to get his victims into his buggy? Grapes were like, I mean, I guess they still are, but that was the thing. If you like, that would lure anyone in because they were so expensive. You know what I'm saying? And they were so, grapes are just so
grapes are one of my favorite fruits.
So because the Jack the Ripper murders, they would always find a grape stem right by the murder.
Yeah. I did not know that.
So he would lure them in.
Fact.
There you go.
Wow, see that, Jen? It was relevant to the Talk Murder podcast after all.
Yeah, there we go.
So guys.
All right, so we're talking about
anal
asshole.
What did you say?
I was going to say we're going to talk about the asshole, Chris Watts.
And I said anal sex.
Also related. Let's some word analogy.
Oh shit! So last episode, do you want to recap?
You recap.
Were you not
so
listening?
we're talking about Chris Watts, who has been all over the news recently, and we just learned that it turns out he's the guilty one for murdering his wife and 2 little daughters. And meanwhile, his wife was also 15 weeks pregnant. And we saw in the first episode a lot of the video, actually, of him and his reaction where he wasn't very emotional, avoiding eye contact. And the police kind of paint him into a corner of confessing and basically saying that he did it. Although at the very end, he was trying to say that his wife killed the 2 daughters, and so therefore he killed the wife. Yet he didn't call an ambulance or anything like that. He just buried them. Yeah. But meanwhile, we've learned that he was having an affair with a woman named Nicole.
Not the top murder Nicole.
Not me. But some other bee named Nicole, and who's into anal sex, searching for wedding gowns days before they were killed. And we're going to learn all about her in this episode, it sounds like.
So I want to start this episode by saying, ladies, when your boyfriend or your husband, I might get someone in trouble. When your boyfriend or your husband is sleeping tonight, grab his phone, because all right, I'm going to say this right now. There should only be one calculator on that damn phone.
One calculator?
Here's why. The entire time Chris was being distant from what Shannon said, he was texting his mistress, Nicole Kessinger, all this, oh, I love you, oh my God. I mean, there's thousands of messages, thousands and thousands of messages, like, oh my God, we're going to get married and life's going to be complete. And at the same time, she's searching how to do anal sex while also sending nude selfies of herself at a alarming rate to his phone. And a married man with 2 kids, you can't have your mistress nude pics everywhere, but you don't want to delete them. So you download a secret calculator app. And yes, this is a real thing. I looked it up. This is a real thing. It's a hidden calculator.
I better not find that on your phone.
Listen, it's a hidden calculator.
Even if it's for fucking research, that better be gone now.
If you go to the App Store, it's called Hidden Calculator. It is a calculator app. It works as a calculator all day long. 10 plus 10 is 30. It works. That is 20. I thought you'd catch that. Anyway.
No, I did.
The calculator works. But if you press numbers a certain way, you have to program your own code. It's like an unlock for your phone, right? You press, let's say you have your calculator on your phone, you would press like 2214 or whatever. Then the calculator would open up to a hidden photo library on your phone, which can only be accessed through that application.
Is that also how he's messaging her?
No, but that is where he's stashing all these pictures. In fact, when he was FaceTiming with his daughters, at one point, because they got all the records from this. He was FaceTiming with his daughters. Oh, yeah, you look so good today, Celeste. Oh, yeah, I love that outfit. While he was swiping all them nude pictures.
They can tell that?
Yeah, he was stuffing all them nude pictures in that hidden calculator app. So, ladies.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that app.
Ladies. If your man has your man only needs one calculator. Ain't nobody in the damn world needs more than one fucking calculator. You better make sure that calculator ain't got a bunch of nude selfies in there, nude pictures from some other chick. That's just a PSA for me. What do you guys think about that? Nude calculator apps.
Men are disgusting.
You put in your freaking code, like you would do like 2 + 2, and then like a photo library would open up with a bunch of nude pictures.
So is he messaging her on the regular messaging app? Or?
Yeah, so he gets the messaging. Yeah, it's here. Let me look it up. It's called Hidden Calculator. And there's a lot of them out there. I was like surprised.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
A lot of people cheat, unfortunately.
It's like a freaking, yeah, so here it is. Read this, Nicole. This is here's one of the apps right here. It's called
Secret Calculator, Fake Vault, and Private Photo. Hide your personal photos and videos.
Enter your passcode to unlock your secret vault.
It's also a private browser, and you can hide
so you can watch porn and all your cool. You can add all your contacts in there and all your mistresses.
Oh, cool.
Not all cool. But
That's probably not the best word choice there, friend.
Okay, sorry.
Can I see your phone, please?
You can see it all day long.
Yeah, now that he has a smartphone again.
Ladies, your man only needs one calculator. I don't care if he's a freaking accountant. If he's got more than one calculator, there's probably some naked hoes on there.
Ew, look at go to the reviews. Who are these fuckers?
I was reviewing this shit. Just 2 small problems. I love this app.
I love the way it uses the calculator to disguise itself. It's very clever, and the password system is extremely smart. I do have 2 minor nitpicks. First of all, the app is disguised as Calculator Plus, but when first opening the app, the actual calculator is almost a complete copy of the actual built-in calculator app. This could very easily cause suspicion. Seeing the app is nicknamed Calculator Plus, adding a few extra calculator features would prevent anyone from batting an eye at the app. If you added some new things, maybe it would actually use this as my calculator app instead of the normal one.
Ooh.
Secondly, it would be nice to have some sort of password/data recovery system. I do realize that this may defeat the entire point of the app if done incorrectly, but if implemented correctly, could be very useful. There have been some occasions where I forget my password or accidentally deleted a file. Overall, great execution. Could use some small changes, however.
Yeah.
Well, fucker, I hope you get caught, and I hope you get castrated, you pig.
Yeah. Speaking of deleting files, do any of our tacos know how to recover stuff from a hard drive that failed? Does that need to get that fixed?
Can anyone recover Jen's photos from her secret calculator?
No, my graduate school work from my portfolio presentation that disappeared when my dad dropped my computer off the dining room table.
But, so anyway, yeah, that's secret calculators. If you got more than one calculator, then you're probably...
It has 47,000 ratings.
I wouldn't say it's clever. That's clever. It's clever, but... Ladies, be careful.
I'm sorry. If anyone is a cheater listening to this episode, just stop being a fan of ours right now.
Yeah.
Go die.
Yeah, especially if you're one like this Nicole.
Go die. Murder podcast.
Okay, now, Nicole Kessinger wasn't the only one. Chris Watts actually was on Tinder as well. And if you want to read this, Nicole, from one of his Tinder dates...
A woman who claims she had a one-night stand with Chris Watts detailed her experience with the murderer in an interview with investigators. Amanda McMahon says that the two first connected on Tinder and agreed to meet up one night in March of 2018 at a parking lot of a local Chick-fil-A.
Oh, I love Chick-fil-A.
The date was not meant to be the start of a relationship. However, McMahon said the two were only joining up for physical purposes. When I asked her to explain, she said Watts was very rough and described seeing Watts' face and tattoos, wrote the investigator. Amanda said she was humiliated. It was weird, and Watts attempted to stick it in her butt. Amanda said Watts also pulled her hair and put his arms around her neck. She described it as a rape fantasy.
So this is her right there. I'm sorry, girl. Why would you come forward meeting some dude at a Chick-fil-A? Like, the fuck? Who is ever going to date you?
It's dangerous.
What do you mean?
Just meet somebody randomly and say it's for sex?
I thought you said she seems dangerous. Yeah, it's freaking... Ugh. Anyway, it's weird. This guy, that's his mistress, and they're all happy. You got 2 kids, and 1 on the way. Come on, Usher. These are my confessions. All right, now let's get on with it. So the guy's a piece of shit. Does everyone agree with that?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Now, he was very adamant with the detectives not to involve the mistress in the media. In fact, he said, please don't put her name out there. This isn't her fault. She's a really good person. That really good person...
No, she's not, actually.
That really good person, Nicole Kessinger, which her name is now something else. She's in the Witness Protection Program, but I will try to find her. Yeah.
How is she not in trouble?
Well, she didn't do anything. She probably didn't know about the murder.
Think she knew?
Maybe she thought that maybe she will go to jail. Maybe she was a part of it. No one knows yet. But
well, not if she's in the Witness Protection Program.
Yeah, I think she's just a hoe, a home wrecking hoe. I'm sorry to use that language, but do you guys not agree?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Fuck this chick. And I will try to find out her new identity because people need to know she'll do this shit again. And you know why? Because days after the murder, days after Chris murdered his family, Nicole Kessinger gets on Google again. Doot, I'm on Google. I ain't going to Pornhub today. Instead, I'm going to type in what is the net worth of Amber Frey? And how much money did Amber Frey get from her book deal? Does anybody know who Amber Frey is? Do you know who Scott Peterson is?
No, but it sounds like she just wants to get book deal.
Yeah, do you know who Amber Frey, do you know who Scott Peterson is?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, this is his mistress that had a book deal.
Oh.
So days after the murder, she's interested in how much she can get from a book deal. That's Scott Peterson's ex-girlfriend.
Wow.
She's searching
from
this.
Lacey Peterson case. Okay.
Yeah, the freaking home wrecking hoe, Nicole Kessinger, searches how much did Amber Frey make from a book deal days after the family was murdered. Come on, guys, like, what the fuck? Like, can you throw this woman in a fucking hole somewhere? I'm sorry. She doesn't need to be out on the street. She needs to be.
She should not be in witness protection.
No, she should. Yeah, she should definitely not. That's her tax dollars going to hide her identity so she can get a fucking book deal.
So she knew. I mean, come on. She fucking knew.
I mean, she's searching wedding dresses. I mean, what was the plan? You going to kill your family and then, oh no, I don't know what happened to him.
Chris Watts' mistress Googled, did people hate Amber Frey? Look, right there.
Yes, they did. And they hate you too because you're a homewrecker and because you're a piece of shit and you're in the witness protection program. Somebody please find out her real name, where she's at, and out her, please. Anyway, all right. Moving on. There's 2 pieces of shit we're talking about. Let's move on. Let's get done with this. All right. Neighbors, and you can see how shocked Chris was when he watched this. This is, the neighbor actually had a backup camera. Chris didn't expect this. Now, not a backup camera, a home security camera. Look at him. Look how nervous he is. You'll see.
This is like before he confesses, isn't it?
Yeah. This is before he confesses.
Oh, he is freaking out.
Now, I want to say the neighbor has videos every night of his truck pulling in and out. I mean, he's got videos of the whole neighborhood, every car. I mean, he's a security buff, right?
Mm-hmm. So he sees him when he's coming home from his late nights. He tells the detective,
before he goes to work, he says, listen, before he went to work, he backed his truck into his garage, and he's never done that before. He also took 50 minutes to go to work, and he made 3 trips out to his truck. He didn't know anything about this. But
look how freaked out he is.
Yeah, you can see him walking back and forth.
He's got his hands on his head.
Yeah, he's freaked out.
Rocking back and forth.
This is the first day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's the shirt he was wearing when they were shooting.
Yeah, this is like when detectives were like, all right, come on, man.
My detective just showed up. So he'll probably want to talk to you. He'd probably, like I said, he might have you call at the bank and see if there's any kind of activity.
Look, he's freaking out.
On his cameras,
I would have got it.
like
Right.
we had issues the other week when people were stealing stuff out of like.
He's trying to fucking get out of it again.
Watch, I'll show you. There's nothing on here. We've already watched that one.
So yeah, it takes him 50 minutes to leave from work. That's never happened. And he makes 3 trips. I wonder what those trips were for. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got 3 family members. That couldn't be it though. Right? Huh.
No.
Now, the detectives also say, now this is going off a little bit. This is my fault. I think everyone is watching us. Okay. During the confession, the detective said, we're going to take your Amazon Echo and measure the distress. And that irks me to shit because you know how much I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's a quick video of them saying that.
Help us find your babies. I want to find them. I've told you over and over, I want to find everyone.
I want to find them.
Can we go back to that night?
Yeah.
You know that we have texts. And we know that there's an Alexa in your house.
Alexa.
And you know that those are trained to record distress.
Okay, I'll stop right there.
They're trained to record distress.
I did not know that.
Can I please say something, a PSA for everyone listening? If you have an Alexa in your house, please think twice.
Or Google Home or whatever.
Hey, Google Home, whatever. And I'm going to tell you why. Because not that they are intentionally listening to you, but how does an Alexa work?
You say Alexa.
You say Alexa, which means what? It always has to listen for its name.
Correct.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's always recording your ambient noise around your house. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And you just heard a detective say, we're going to confiscate your Amazon Echo or Alexa and measure it for distress signals. Okay, here's my PSA to people. If you don't care about the government watching you and all this stuff, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but if you do worry about that and you don't want to be in a situation where they can use that against you, don't have it in your house because it's off until you say, hey, Alexa, but it always has to hear its name. Does that make sense? It's always listening to you. When you're in your bedroom, when you're having sex, when you're doing duties in the bathroom, it's all listening to you. Not that Amazon would ever use it, but shit. I mean, you got prime example right here. They used it. All right, that's my soapbox. Any questions?
No.
Sorry, I feel like I'm yelling at you guys. Mm-hmm. All right, do you guys want to see him try to fake a cry?
Yeah.
All right, this is him crying.
I just find it hard to hear you talk about just having this emotional, conversation with Shanann, and you're bawling and crying together, and you have not shed one tear in 2 days that you've been here.
No.
Not one. And help me understand that because I don't get it. These are your baby girls, and you have not shed one tear.
So now he's like,
So now he's gonna shit. I gotta cry.
They're on to me.
Chris, I lose my.
He's like squeezing really hard, like, come on, one tear, please.
Go panic. I have not seen any of that from you at all. Help me understand that.
I love those girls. I would never do
There it
that
is.
because I haven't shed a tear.
That's weird. Is that weird?
Don't
There it was.
look into that. Like I don't.
He's like,
Tell me, explain to me. You're crying with your wife that you're leaving her.
Yeah.
that's him crying. Did you hear? He's like,
Oh my god.
okay, you guys want to see a monster?
Yep.
You're fucking looking at one right now. We've
Yeah.
done Paul Bernardo. We've done
He's
the biggest
modern
pieces
day,
of shit
you know?
in the world.
Yeah.
No, not just modern day.
He is 2 months old, you know.
This is the biggest piece of
this
shit.
is like 4 months old.
now.
The
yeah.
biggest piece of shit we have ever talked about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's one of you guys mentioned the word narcissist earlier.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're almost done, Jen. A former FBI profile actually did an interview and called Chris Watts an actual narcissist. And you can read a little bit if you want. Just
from Dr. Phil.
Yeah. Well, it was. Yeah, she was on Dr. Phil.
This isn't exactly a surprise. Candace DeLong, former FBI criminal profiler and criminologist, appeared on Dr. Phil on December 18th and said Chris Watts is a narcissist. To refresh your memory, Chris is the Colorado man who pleaded guilty. He pleaded guilty, interesting, to murdering his pregnant wife and their daughters on November 6th.
Yeah. And during this interview, at the same time, remember how I said his truck was fitted with GPS?
Yes.
And that he works for that oil company?
Yes.
Well, they sent because they confiscated his phone and everything else. And the night before, they usually go out in pairs. I guess he's like an operator at an oil facility. I don't exactly know. I guess maintenance work or something. The day before, he texted his friend or his coworker and said, "Don't worry about the site. I'm going to go do that by myself tomorrow." So during the interview... But
they're supposed to go in pairs.
I don't know if they're supposed to, but during the interview, they sent a drone out to that site. I'm telling you, these cops, man, they did it good. So if you want to go ahead and read this. So we're showing them the drone video right now.
Oh, the bodies of Bella 4 and Celeste 3 were found in these tanks. They were shoved in through 8-inch hatches at the top of the tanks.
So do you see those oil tanks?
8-inch?
8 inches. Those oil tanks at the very top, you can see them right there. 8 inches. He shoved his daughters after he choked them, strangled them with his bare hands, and then strangled his wife, or however order he decided to do it. I think he killed his kids, waited for his wife to get home, killed her. Okay? After he kills all of his family, his wife, and his 2 baby girls, he FaceTimes his fucking Nicole Kessinger at 2 a.m. When she is supposed... He FaceTimes her at like 2:30 in the morning. You're not going to FaceTime if your wife is sitting there. She's dead.
Yeah. He killed her as soon as she got home.
Exactly. He killed her. And he killed his daughters, and he stuffed the daughters in an 8-inch tube in a fucking oil vat.
That's disgusting.
Disgusting.
And oil is not even like the fact that it's like, I don't know what's worse. The fact that obviously, other than the fact that he killed his daughters, obviously that doesn't count. The fact that he shoved them through an 8-inch space, or the fact that space was an oil tank. Like, oil is such a crude, disposable, like it's gross.
Were they able to recover bodies?
You know what I mean?
Were they able to recover them?
Yeah. So
Where was the wife?
Let me keep reading. Sorry for ruining your Christmas, guys. I wanted to do this story because people have got to know this guy is a fucking nightmare. He is the lowest person we have ever covered. He belongs... I mean, he's not even evil. Well, he is just a fucking monster.
Yeah, I feel like he knows.
He is just... And trying to blame it all on your dead wife. You deliberately killed your daughters and then FaceTime your fucking hoe, and then you stuff your daughters down an 8-inch tube? What the fuck? And then you take a plea deal because I don't want to die. I'll take a plea deal. Don't kill me. Oh my fucking God.
Can I just go back?
Yeah. I don't want to die. I'm stuffing my daughters down this fucking oil vat. Fuck you, Chris. Listen, God.
Does Colorado still have the death penalty? Is that
no, he took a plea deal. He can't be fucking death penalty.
No, I know.
He ain't going to have any friends in prison. And I'm telling you, I don't want him to die in prison. I've thought a lot about this. I want someone to come up there to him, scare the shit out of him. Well, yeah, that too. And say, listen, I'm going to fucking kill you, but I'm not going to tell you when. I'm going to kill you when you're not going to ever know when. That will make him fucking anxious all the time, scared for his life all the time. And that's still not even a damn enough. Fuck.
See, but like, can we just go back to the 8-inch oil tube?
Yeah.
Like,
me see him
for
on the
perspective.
Screen, right?
For perspective, a small pizza is 10 inches.
Jan, do you see this can? This Coke can?
Yeah.
This is about 8 inches wide, I would say. Yeah.
No, it's less than
Maybe
that.
6. Oh, you mean like this way?
Yeah, the girth. I mean, yeah, the
That's
wideness.
probably 6 inches.
Diameter.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. No, that's like 4 inches.
Yeah,
I'd
right.
say.
Yeah. You're right. So yeah, 8 inches would be about maybe
Grab
2
a
of
sheet
these.
of paper. Grab a sheet of paper. 8 inches is the short side of the paper. That's 8 inches.
So this is wide. Yeah. So 8 inches is the short side of a piece of notebook paper. So that wide is the hole that the daughters went down to. So yeah, he probably had to use his foot to get them down there. As gruesome as that sounds, I want you to know this guy is a fucking monster. A monster. And he even tells the detectives, quote, "I am not a monster," end quote.
I'm going to say bullshit on that one.
Debatable.
Sorry, sir.
Debatable.
You're more than a monster.
That's up for
opinion. I'd rather talk to a monster than you. I don't know what you are, like the devil himself. Like fuck, I don't know. Here, can you read the? All right, so guys, we're watching the drone video. If you go to Patreon.com, you can see all of
those things.
Yeah. Do you see, Jen? Those things right there.
That's it.
If you're a dad, if you're a father, you got one job. You got to protect your babies, man. This world, and they trust you. They have to, right? You know what I'm saying? You violated that sacred trust between daughter and father when you decide to choke them. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is the worst Christmas ever for Jen. Shit. Jen, I'm sorry. I see a case and I can't not do it. It's just, I got to know why they would do this. Now you're about to see the body of Shannon.
Shanann Watts' body was found in a shallow grave near the tank battery. Near the tank battery.
The bedsheet was found out there too.
Was she wrapped in it?
I don't know. They haven't really released that yet. I couldn't find anything on that. I think she was in a shallow grave and covered up. I'm pretty sure. But the bedsheet was just on the ground. They recovered like everything. I mean, here's what happened. She came home at 2 a.m. They've gotten a fight. He chokes her out. I wouldn't be surprised if he had already killed the daughters, but it's not like he's going to say anything.
Right.
I think he already killed the daughters and then killed the wife. Because he's got this new life. He's got this girl that wants anal sex. Why would you want the same boring life with your family when this new girl wants anal sex?
I don't know. No, I see. In my mind, I think that he got into the fight with the wife, killed her, and then realized that he had to kill his daughters. So it looked like it was an abduction of all 3 of them. Because how is he going to explain to his daughters that he, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think it makes more. It could go either way.
I think you're giving him too much credit. I think because he FaceTimed Nicole Kessinger right after his wife got home. I would not be surprised if the kids were already dead. And then he was just waiting for that wife to get home. Come on, man. Come on. Damn. I got a FaceTime call. Shit. So, new life, new me. Chris kills his daughters before wife. And that's what the detective said, too. This is when he says, I am not a monster. One more thing about this beautiful Nicole Kessinger. She loves anal sex. And, you know, she's going to marry me as soon as I kill my family. Quote from Chris, I saw her the first time and she took my breath away. So sweet.
That 5 weeks I was alone, I was with her most of the time.
Nicole Kessinger.
You're doing a good job. This is the Chris that I knew would come out today. This is the Chris who tells the truth because you're a truth teller.
When I tell you I fell out of love, it's because I fell in love with her.
I fell in love with her.
Okay. I mean, that's God's honest truth. Okay. I don't want to get her involved in this. I don't want to ruin her life. Like, it's something like this. I don't want her involved in this.
Okay. So can we talk about that a little bit?
Yes.
I knew that you would say you didn't want to get her involved. Because you'd like to take care of her.
She's a wonderful person. Like, I mean, she knew I was married, yes. And I told her going through issues, yes. And I told her that, we were going to get, at the end, like, you're going to get separated. Like, once I figured out what that was, I didn't know what that was going to be.
I know.
I had no idea. I saw her, took my breath away, and
my God.
In a million years that could happen.
Oh my God. Jesus fucking Christ. This guy is 1 year older than me. There's a point when you become a man, you don't fucking do things that you did before. You know what I'm saying? This is not a man. This is a boy. He deals with things like boys. He does not deal with things like men. And hopefully he gets treated like a little boy in prison.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean.
He'll be somebody's bitch.
Yeah, I hope he's someone's bitch. Running around. Oh, that hurts. No, not that hard. Ah.
He's the one that's going to be preparing for anal sex.
How to prepare for anal sex? Like, now. I need it. Oh, shit. All right. Let's wrap it up.
How did it take us that long to get that?
Okay, we're going to wrap it up.
Well, I made a butt joke before. No one seemed to get it.
What was it,
we
Jen?
got it.
The one on text
Are you
message?
wearing pants, John?
Yes. They're just hiked up.
Yeah. Oh. All right, we're almost done. I want to
watch his sentencing or whatever?
Yeah, that's my next bullet. Thanks, Nicole. All right. Now, here's this plea deal. I want to play the first little bit because it's really, you can see how much of a piece of shit he is.
Oh, is he crying now?
Tragedy.
Oh my God.
Brings us before this court today.
Oh my God.
How could a seemingly normal husband and father annihilate his entire family?
Annihilate. Jesus. Oof.
Over the weekend leading up to August 13th, she had been at a work conference in Phoenix, Arizona, and returned home in the early morning hours of August 13th. Shortly thereafter, at least according to the defendant, they had what he referred to as an emotional conversation about the state of their marriage and about what their lives would look like going forward. What we do know is that shortly after that, the defendant strangled her to death with his own hands. We know that our experts will tell us that it takes 2 to 4 minutes to strangle someone to death manually with their own hands. The horror that she felt as the man that she loved wrapped his hands around her throat and choked the life out of her must have been unimaginable. Even worse, what must Bella, age 4,
this is
and Celeste,
bad.
age 3, must have experienced or thought as their father, the one man on this planet who was supposed to nurture and protect them, was snuffing out their lives. They both died from smothering. Let me say that again. The man seated to my right smothered his daughters. Why? Imagine the horror in Bella's mind as her father took her last breaths away. Your Honor, understand very clearly, Bella fought back for her life. The frenulum, the connective tissue between her upper lip and her gum,
what's he doing?
Had an inch and a half, a centimeter and a half.
He's a fucking
laceration.
Psychopath.
Yeah, he's not crying.
He's a fucking psychopath.
Multiple times before she died.
He doesn't even care.
She fought back for her life.
He's like trying to cry or trying to make it look like he's crying, but he's not.
He is a piece of work, man. A true psychopath.
In fact, she had no external injuries at all. But according to the medical examiner, she was smothered nonetheless.
Jesus Christ.
So he pleaded guilty.
Yeah,
and he got life in prison.
Yeah, he pleaded
without possibility of parole.
Yeah, no parole. He's there for the rest of his life. He pleaded to all 3 murders, 3 charges, murder in the first degree. Tampering with a deceased human body, 3 different charges. Yeah, so that is the biggest piece of shit we've ever covered, I think. Do you guys think Paul Bernardo's worse? I really don't.
No. I think he's worse than Bernardo.
I do want to say one thing before we get out of here. hopefully we don't have any talkos on our Patreon page that would do this. But if you are, we don't want you in our community. And this is what I'm talking about. Can you read this, Nicole? Can you read that?
Female admirers are now sending love letters to convicted killer Chris Watts. Watts is the Colorado man who was sentenced to life in prison for murdering his pregnant wife and 2 daughters. Prosecutors say dozens of affectionate letters now pouring into the prison for Watts. In my heart, you are a great guy, one woman wrote. If you write me back, I'd be the happiest girl alive, that's for sure. Another woman wrote, I find myself thinking a lot about you, and sent a photo of herself in a bikini. What the fuck?
What's wrong with people?
This is not the first time love letters have been sent to men behind bars. Other men include Nicholas Cruz and Dylan Roof.
Oh, that's the night stalker and Dylan Roof.
Yeah, if you are the type of person that sends love letters to a guy like this, please do not join our Patreon. But if you love the episode and you are not one of those people and you want to be a part of the community and you want to see what we got going on over there and discuss this case with us, because this case will definitely be discussed on our Patreon. I mean, come on. This is definitely going to be a discussion. Become a taco. Either a small taco is a $1 donation or a taco supremo, which is a $5 donation. Both, either or, helps a lot on our calls to do this. It's a lot of research on my part. Jen works crazy schedules, and she has to sit down and record. It takes a long time to do this from all of us, the research, the recording, all of us, and then the post-editing and building the community. It takes a long time. So we don't want to sell you stamps. We don't want to sell you mattresses. We want to build a Patreon community. And Patreon is like a social media. So go to patreon.com/talkmurder. And this episode will be up. If you, this episode, if you're listening to this, then you're either on Patreon now or you waited till Friday. But the first part both parts will be released for the Patreon members. And thanks a lot. That's all I got on the monster that is Chris Watts.
Well, thanks, guys, for listening to this episode of Talk Murder to Me. Until next time.